Welcome to Twisted Liquid RC Boats. This episode of Twisted Liquid RC Boats is proudly brought to you by Slycat Racing. For all your RC boat needs, slycatracing.com. Good day, everybody. Welcome back to Twisted Liquid RC Boats. In the last episode, you know how we got our jig put together. Now we got the four main sheets of our boat out that we got to get some pieces out of. So we're going to take our time and we are going to slowly release some pieces from this sheeting, and we are going to ply them really easy so that we do not chip or damage the wood in any way. This is a process that takes just a tiny little bit of patience. And I suggest that when you do it, you take your time and pry lightly on the sheeting, very gently, and wiggle it as you're doing it, and it will slowly break free from the sheets that it's lying in. It doesn't take any great pressure. You only need to use light hand pressure to release these parts. And I find taking your patience and time and being gentle is the best way that you can do it. You'll notice that the pieces will probably want to part from the sheets in one particular fashion or way. So if they come loose in any position, take your time and just keep slowly wiggling until the piece unlocks itself from the sheet. Like I say, just use yourself a little tiny bit of patience doing this. Don't get in a big panic. Pry lightly on the sheets on an angle, and they will slowly pop out, no problem whatsoever. We have to get some of these pieces ready to be laminated. So, I'd just like to take my time right now and do it on camera so you guys can see it done gently. And guys might think I'm being fussy in particular doing it, but I'm trying to avoid any chipping of any wood around any of the edges as I do it. And when I done these pieces with my Zippkits SLR missile we built on the channel, I done the same exact thing. I took my slow time, relaxed, wasn't in a panic, popped the sheets out nice and gently out of the pieces, and never had no problems whatsoever. We can get some laminating done because we have some 3-bond on the table, as you can see from our last build, and we have our clips out in our plastic container, so we can take our time and slowly get some laminating done. And every little step we get done in our build is one less step that we have to do down the road. So it's just a matter of taking a little bit of patience, like I say, and releasing these pieces without damaging them in any way. And I'd rather do it slowly like this than chip the wood up, because there's no need of it really. Okay, that's the 6 pieces we need to get out of this sheet, or 8 I should say, 8 pieces. So we're going to take this and we're going to pull it up with our box parts. Next, we're going to take our time and we're going to pop our bulkheads out, because we are going to need these bulkheads in order to start our build slowly. And once again, just light pressure is all that's required to get these pieces to pop out damage free. This boat building game to me, guys, is a game of patience. I don't get in a rush doing it in any way. I enjoy the procedure of putting a boat together. I really learned a lot doing the Zippkits SLR missile. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I'm planning on having a lot of fun slowly putting this boat together over time. And it's going to be great because you guys will get to witness it all on the channel. Now, like I say, guys, You might think I'm being a little bit particular, but if you do take your time, you will not chip the wood whatsoever. So it's better to do it that way. That's another sheet that we have the parts released from for now. We can stand that one up also. Next, we need to get our engine rails. And our engine rails are in these next two sheets coming up along with the tops of the boat. So we are only going to get the engine rails out right at the moment. Now once again, just light pressure, wiggle easy, twist a little if you got to. You don't need to force anything. You don't have to be rough in any way. A slight wiggle and they'll break loose from these sheets, no problem whatsoever. If you have another piece that breaks loose while you're releasing one, no big deal. You can still just lay it back to the sheet with some tape or something if you want to. But I find just taking your time, going gradual, you'll get no big wood chips whatsoever in your sheets of wood that you're going to use in your pieces. So we can take this one. We have one more right here, our crossbar for our stuffing tube. We can get that one out. And then we can take this sheet and we can get that slowly back here out of the way. And then we can come to our last sheet here and release our engine rails out of this sheet. Like I say, guys, take your time. Don't be in a rush. This should be something that should be fun and enjoyable and anyone can do with just a little patience. And sometimes they can be a little bit of fun, but being gentle, probably being too gentle. But I don't want to break it, like I say, so taking my time is no big deal to me. It don't take long once you start knocking steps down to get a boat built. You just have to constantly keep working and moving ahead with your project and take it one step at a time and do it and then move on to the next step. And like I say, just taking your time and releasing them slowly, you will get all the pieces out of the sheets without any bad chipping of the wood. And why damage the wood that you worked so hard and paid for? So that's the parts we need to release from the sheets. Off camera, I'm slowly going to put them back in the box so they're protected and not hurt in any way. And we have a little bit of laminating work that we got to get done, and we have to get some bulkheads into our jig. Okay guys, before I leave you today, the last thing we're going to get done in this episode is our laminating. And we got 6 major pieces that we got to get done. I've already got 4 of them laminated, as you can see on the bench. And what we're going to use to do the laminating is Titebond 3 Ultimate Wood Glue. It's waterproof, it has superior strength, it outperforms all other wood glues, and has a longer open assembly time. You have lots of time to work with this product. Titebond 3 is the wood glue that is recommended to use in all of the Zippkits boat kits that you can buy when you're doing the laminating process. And laminating is simply taking 2 1/8 inch thick pieces of plywood and gluing them together with this glue in order to make them a 1/4 inch thick. The 2 pieces we have left to do are our keel right here. We have an engine rail left to do, which has the cutout for the carburetor in it. We have the straight engine rail already done without the cutout. We have our stuffing tube support done. And we have our grab rail handle holder supports laminated already. There's only 6 pieces you need to do. When I pop the pieces out of the wood, I popped these two pieces out thinking that I needed to laminate them, but I did not need to do them. They are the top deck supports. So when you're building these boats, even though they look identical and you think they may need to be laminated, they don't. These two parts stay separate. Also, there's two more pieces which stay separate that look identical. That's the keel brace. These keel braces will go into the slots right here on the jig and will support the keel in the frame when we're building the boat later on. So do not laminate them, and do not laminate the two top deck supports. It's easy to make that mistake. Guys, laminating is a very simple procedure. With this engine rail, I just do them in a merely mirror image like so on the work surface. I coat the surface completely with the Type Bond 3 wood glue. I smear it out with my finger so there's an even, consistent surface of glue on both of them. I bring the two pieces together and I merely smear them around, move them around so I know that there's a good coating on them. And once I got them lined up and perfectly square, I start to clamp them like you see right here. Now, I do take my time doing this procedure, guys. And what I try and be picky and fussy about is I like to keep any slots or any holes or around the edges clean of any excess wood glue. And the reason I do this is because we're going to have to use pieces to interlock here later on. And the cleaner and the neater and the tidier that I can keep all slots and all holes, the better and easier it will be for assembling the boat later down the road. Laminating is just a simple process that's done with binder clips. For anybody who's going building any RC boats over a period of time, I suggest that you get yourself a collection of them in all different sizes. You can pick them up at your local dollar store cheap. That's where I get these two. I'm probably even going to buy a few more. While I got the chance, once this dries here, I'm going to pull the clips off and I'm going to do my last two pieces. I'm kind of low on big clamps right now, but you get the general idea of how laminating is done. So take your time, do it neat and tidy, make it an enjoyable procedure. Don't be in a rush to do it. I don't care how many clamps you use to hold it together. Your main key is to get these parts together square, even, I mean by that, all around, and to make sure any slots and holes are clean. Before I leave you guys today, I want to give all you guys out there a huge, huge thank you. Twisted Liquid RC Boats cannot thank you enough for your channel support. The few videos that I put up for the first run of 2024, the numbers are up drastically for. The live videos, the shorts, even the videos, the run videos I produced, you guys have got numbers through the roof. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate you watching this channel. I can promise you I'm going to continue to make some good RC boat content here for you guys to watch. You're probably going to see more live footage on the channel when I'm running at the pond. And you're going to see a continued build of this Zippkits boat throughout the season. So you got a lot to look forward to. I can't say thank you enough, though, for your continued channel support. I really, really, really appreciate it. And I want everyone out there to take care of yourselves. And I want you all to have a good day. I'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks for watching, everyone. Feel free to like and subscribe. Take care and stay safe.